Let's talk hydroponics. I just got some new items that we're gonna install into the grow tent. I wanna share them with y'all. First of all, I have a bucket. We also have this net cut lid. Show you a little bit how we're going to utilize that. I have these pulleys, which I'm gonna try to install all by myself. We have some tiger bloom. Ox Farms probably makes my favorite nutrients. And we have a digital timer. Now I'll show you what's already in the grow tent. In the grow tent, you can see our light. This is a ViparSpectra. It does have two options on it. It has veg and bloom. You can turn them both on to get that full spectrum light. Right now, these are just in their little baby stages, so we just leave the blue light on them. You'll see I also have a dome for humidity. We have our peppers in a little takeout container, and you'll see they're starting to sprout. And you'll see our jumpstart tray with the tomato sticking out, and a whole bunch of other dead plants. We also have a heat mat, a super professional box, and a chair. There's also a fan in the corner. Also found some Rockwool hanging out down there. So we are gonna try to install the pulleys and the timer. We'll see how this goes. We still have to have our anchor points, which makes sense. So I'm gonna strap that up. We have our big carabiner. We have our pulley. And we'll just switch this through, like so. We will install it to this bar. Make sure it's closed. Whoop. Flip it. And use the pulley. You release it like that, and then pull it up. So I'm gonna release these to be even. So you just press the button, and then I'm gonna pull the pulleys up so we can see the install of the light. Oops, they're not even. Wow, that's really freaking exciting. Okay, I'm gonna release them carefully. Oof, a lot of tension. So now our light is much lower. I did want to share with you guys how this was set up. To turn it on, you'll just hit this little reset button, and now you'll notice that it's resetting, and we're gonna have to reset the time. So we're gonna do the clock and the hour, and we're gonna press it till it gets to 11. Then we're going to set the minute, which right now it is 11:06. And then we are gonna set the day of the week. So you click clock and Thursday. Now we're going to program it for 16 hours on, 8 hours off. We want it to start in the evening. So I'm gonna hit program. You'll notice it kind of goes blank. Then we'll click hour. And right now it's on AM. So I want it to flip to PM, there it goes. And we're gonna turn it on at 8 PM, and then we'll click program again, and you'll see here it says off, and we want it to go off at noon. So we'll set this to 12 PM, and you'll see here that it's set every day. And now we're gonna go back to the clock to see the time, and I just wanna check our program again, so I'm gonna check program. So this is program 1. The on time is every day at 8 p.m. Gonna click program again. The off time for number 1 is every day at noon. Click clock to go back, and now we'll get this plugged in. Auto is set to on, but we do need to turn on the light. So I'm gonna turn on the light here. And there we go. Now this should turn off at noon. We'll see. For now, I'm gonna set the tray back in, give the plants some water, then we'll check this at noon. And as long as the light turns off, we will do some of our other tasks. We have a little less than 60 seconds when, if it's functioning properly, the light should turn off. It worked. Have an hour asked me to rinse this into a bucket so we don't get Hydroton dust all up in our plumbing. And that water is gross. I'm gonna use a soil scoop, but we have not used this in the soil yet. And the biggest reason why I would not use this in the soil and then use it in here is because we are trying our hardest not to bring soil into the grow tent. With the soil come the little buggies. We don't need the little buggies. Now it's about halfway full, and I'm going to grab the tomato that we're going to put in this. Here is our little tomato friend that is going to go into the Hydroton. And you can see its roots have gotten really big, and I accidentally just broke this leaf off. So I'm gonna take this leaf off as well. And the leaf down here. We're actually gonna have way less Hydroton in there while we go to transplant this, because this has roots that need to go down. So what I'm gonna try to do is get some of the roots right through the container. Alright, so we got some roots down, and now I can see that I do need to trim this because it is below the top of the lid. So I'm going to trim that guy, and then I'm going to carefully scoop Hydroton on top. There's our little roots hanging out, and there's our tomato guy in there. The tomato is about in the middle, and I'm stacking up the Hydroton all along the sides. There are the roots sticking through. Ah. Success! I am going to use the Fox Farms Grow Big liquid plant food. This one isn't necessarily just for hydroponics. It can be used for soil, and it will work. You do want to make sure that you shake this up. Now, I am only giving this guy half strength, so I am going to put 1 teaspoon in every gallon. Now, we have a very professional way of shaking these up. The leaked water. And in it goes. Now we're going to take our tomato with his lid, with his roots, and we're gonna plop them down. Now we're going to take this tomato and put it in our grow tent. Now that he's inside, we've got to get him under the light. We also need to do something with these guys. These were the things I accidentally let die. A whole bunch of dead plants. Now the peppers can hang out with the tomato, and we'll put the humidity dome back onto the peppers. And there you have our hydroponic setup. YouTube and Instagram are the best places to find me. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, and comment. And most importantly, be sure to fuel up on positivity.